this is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I've got 3 riffs for you from Loverboy. Right now GuitarControl.com is giving away a free chord chart. It's a free download. There's a link down in the description. Every chord you could ever need, all neatly compiled into one sheet. It's in PDF format, so you can download it, print it off, throw it in your gig bag, put it where you practice, so you could have any chord you could ever need at any given situation. And it's free download. Just click the link. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we got is it's kind of this opening riff from Turn Me Loose. So we start off, we've just got a regular old power chord. We got a G5 here, so first finger on the 3rd fret of the low E, and then I'm picking up the 5th fret of the A string with my 3rd finger and the 5th fret of the D string with my 4th finger. And if you're a beginner and this is kind of hard for you to do, you can omit the note on the D string. Alright, so this starts off right on the downbeat of 1, and we've got 1 and, so it's 8th notes, 1 and then a mute strum on the downbeat of 3, and then on the, on the downbeat of 2, and then on the and of 2, we're back to this G note again. So we've got, then we come up here to the 3rd fret, we just bar the 3rd fret of the D and the G string, and this is on the downbeat of 3, and it's a half note, so it takes care of beats 3 and 4. But it is also tied to the next measure. So on the next measure, we let this ring out the entire time, and then on when we get to beat 4, then we slide out of it. So this is going to be like 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we slide out of it. So just got. Then we do that same measure 3 is the same as 1. So measure 4 is the same as 2, so it's basically that part twice. And then we come down to, we just move that G5 shape down a whole step, so now that we're at the 1st fret, and we hit it there. So we've got it 1 and, we rest on 2, and then the end of 2 we hit it again. And then starting on the downbeat of 3, we have the C5 all the way up here. So I'm on the 1st fret of the B string with my 1st finger and the 3rd fret of the high E string with my 3rd finger. And this is just like how it was on the first measure. This is a half note, so it takes care of beats 3 and 4. And then it also is tied to a half note on the next measure, so it takes care of beats 1 and 2 there. So 3, 4, 1, 2. Then we come back down to the F5. And we've got this little walk-up thing here. So we've got the F. Then we just play just that F note. So that's the little thing. It's got kind of, more of kind of like a groove to it. And then it goes back into that again. So. Alright, so the next we're going to look at is riff from Lovin' Every Minute of It, and this is like from the chorus. So it's fairly simple. So we've got an E5, so the low E string is open and I'm just barring the 2nd fret of the A and the D string, and this is 16th notes and it takes care of beat number 1. 1 E and then starting on beat 2, we just play 3rd fret of the 6th string, of the low E string here, and that is starting on the downbeat of 2, and it's a 16th note to the 2nd fret, and then back to the E5. Like that. Then, for starting on beat 3, it's the open D string, 3, and then on the end of 3, we go to the 2nd fret, and then on the downbeat of 4, it's the A string open, and on the end of 4, the 2nd fret. So. All right, so that's the first measure. That's like half of it. And then for the rest of it, it's very similar, kind of the same thing, but it's going to move from being around E to being around A, so it just moves up a fourth, with a little difference though. So now we've got an A5, so I'm just simply going to move my finger up, so now I'm barring the 2nd fret of the D and the G string, and the A string is open. Same thing, 16th notes for beat number 1. And then instead of going 3 to the 2nd fret, it's just 3, 3. So. And then open D string to the 2nd fret, open A string to the 2nd fret, just like the other part. And then it just repeats. All right, and then the last one we're going to look at is a riff from Hot Girls in Love. So this is like the intro riff. Now this part it's very, just like a lot of Loverboy music, it was very kind of keyboard driven. So the guitar part on this, if you just play just the guitar part by itself without the keyboard part, it sounds a little empty. So I'm gonna show you a little trick you can do to kind of liven that up. So first of all, let's just look at what the guitar is actually doing. So we rest on the first 2 beats, and then starting on beat 3, go to the 3rd fret of the low E, 3, and to the 2nd fret, to the downbeat of 4 is open. Then we're going to go to a C sharp 5. So we come up, first finger on the 4th fret of the A string, and then I'm using my 3rd finger to bar the 6th fret of the D and the G string. But again, if you can't pick up that G, you can only do this or whatever, that's totally fine because it's just the same note there. So we hit that on the end of 4, and then it's tied to the downbeat of 1, well, all of beat 1, and then on the end, and then on the downbeat of 2, we hit it again, and then we rest on the end of 2. Then on the downbeat of 3, it's a percussive strum, and on the end of 3, we hit the C5 again. Then on the downbeat of 4, it's a rest, and then we hit it again on the end of 4. So. So then on the 3rd measure, it's beat 1 is ringing out from the previous measure. The downbeat of 2, same thing. So we've got the 2 and 3 and 4. We come down to an A5. So that rhythm just kind of stays the same all the way through it. So it's like. And then it just repeats. All right, so the keyboard, when you're, it has that little melody thing going there. All right, so to kind of try to emulate that keyboard riff, what we're going to do is when we come up here to this C5, we're actually going to play C sharp minor. So barring my first finger across the 4th fret of the first 5 strings, my 2nd finger is on the 5th fret of the B string, and my 3rd finger is on the 6th fret of the D string. So I'm kind of doing this so I'm muting the G string. Now we come up here with our pinky and grab the 7th fret of the B string, because our little melody is. So we got. Then when we come down here to the A, This one here, kind of the same thing. So now we've got the open A string, the second fret of the D string, and the second fret of the G string. So I'm just doing it like I'm playing an A suspended 2. But now that melody note is... So it's the F sharp here on the second fret of the high E to the open string. So... Alright, so this kind of helps a little bit to sound, to sound a little bit more authentic because we're playing those parts that normally the keyboard would be handling. Alright, so there you have it, 3 not too terribly difficult to play riffs from Loverboy. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.